Let's get right into it. Number 7. Disaster movie mind. Ever make a tiny mistake at work and suddenly your brain shows you a movie where you're fired, homeless, and fighting raccoons for pizza crusts? Or your friend doesn't text back for an hour and your mind goes, "They hate me," or "They're probably in a ditch somewhere"? This isn't just worrying. This is catastrophic thinking. It's like having a personal film director in your head who only makes disaster movies, and you're always the star. Your brain takes something small and blows it up like a balloon at a kid's party, except instead of fun shapes, you get nightmares. Your boss sounds slightly annoyed on a call. A normal brain thinks, maybe they're having a bad day. A catastrophic brain thinks, I'm getting fired, losing my house, and my cat will judge me forever. This can feel responsible, like you're just being prepared. But there's a difference between planning and assuming the apocalypse is coming because you forgot to reply to an email. People with this pattern don't just imagine messing up a presentation. They see themselves freezing on stage, everyone laughing, getting fired, becoming unemployable, and ending up as that person who yells at pigeons in the park, all from one PowerPoint. The anxiety this creates is intense because in your mind, this disaster movie feels 100% real, like it's already happening. Studies show most of the disasters we imagine never happen, and when bad things do happen, we're usually way better at handling them than we thought. But try telling that to a brain that's convinced a typo in a text means the end of all your relationships. Number 6. Rejection Panic Button. Ever felt like a tiny bit of criticism hit you like a physical punch, or like someone slightly ignoring you felt like the end of the world? If that sounds familiar, your brain might have a faulty panic button. It's called Rejection Sensitivity Dysphoria, or RSD. Dysphoria is just a fancy word for a really bad feeling. So RSD means feeling extreme, overwhelming pain from perceived rejection or criticism. It's not just getting your feelings hurt. It's like an emotional A-bomb goes off inside you. Someone with RSD might become a total people pleaser. They're terrified of anyone thinking they're not perfect. They might become obsessed with being perfect, because any mistake feels like a devastating failure. Or they might suddenly explode in anger or burst into tears over something that seems really small to everyone else. They might avoid going out or trying new things, because the chance of feeling rejected feels too awful to risk. The weirdest part is the rejection doesn't even have to be real. A delayed text message can feel like a personal attack. A friend looking distracted can feel like they hate you. It's like their brain hits the panic button for no good reason. This isn't them being dramatic or weak. It's how their brain is wired. It's super common in people with ADHD. Experts think almost everyone with ADHD feels this way sometimes. Their brains just feel the sting of rejection way more intensely. Imagine quitting a good job because one piece of feedback felt like a betrayal, or constantly worrying your partner is going to leave you. That fear makes it hard to actually be close to someone. So that intense reaction you see, it might just be their brain's faulty alarm system unleashing a storm of real pain. Number 5. Compulsive Body Habits. You know that friend who's always biting their nails during movies. Or maybe you've caught yourself picking at that scab for the 10th time today. These aren't just bad habits. They might be your brain's way of screaming for help. Body-focused repetitive behaviors, or BFRBs, affect millions of people, but most have no idea it's an actual condition. Let's start with nail biting. Sure, lots of people do it, but for some, it goes way beyond a nervous habit. They bite until their fingers bleed, until the nail bed is destroyed, and they can't stop, even when they desperately want to. Then there's skin picking, or dermatillomania. This isn't popping the occasional pimple. It's hours spent in front of a mirror, digging at perfectly healthy skin, creating wounds that turn into scars. Some people have to wear long sleeves year-round to hide the damage. Hair pulling, or trichotillomania, is another one. People pull out their own hair strand by strand, from their scalp, eyebrows, even eyelashes, until there are bald patches they have to cover with makeup or hats. Most people doing these behaviors aren't fully aware they're doing it. It's like their hands have a mind of their own. The brain sends out this intense signal, fix something, now, and the hands obey, even when the person doesn't want them to. During the act, there's often a strange sense of satisfaction, like scratching an itch you can't reach, but afterwards, shame, guilt, physical pain, and the cycle starts all over again. These behaviors often get worse during stress or anxiety. It's the brain's twisted way of trying to cope, like it's saying, I feel uncomfortable, so let's create physical discomfort I can control. BFRBs are often linked to anxiety disorders, OCD, or past trauma. The brain gets stuck in a loop it can't break out of. Your brain is just trying to cope in the only way it knows how. The good news is there's help available. But first, You have to recognize it's more than just a bad habit. It's a sign that something deeper needs attention. Number 4. Trapped by rituals. Some people have to touch the doorknob exactly 3 times before leaving, or maybe they arrange their desk items in perfect symmetry every single morning. We all have little quirks. But for some people, these aren't just preferences. They're urgent, screaming demands from their brain that feel impossible to ignore. This is the hidden world of OCD control rituals. This isn't about being neat or organized. It's about feeling like something catastrophic will happen if you don't perform specific actions. The ritual becomes the brain's desperate attempt to shut down that terror. It's like having an invisible electric fence around you. Cross it or break the rules, and your internal alarm system goes haywire. These rituals can look bizarre from the outside. Someone might wash their hands until they're raw and bleeding, not because they're actually dirty, but to wash away a bad thought. Others check locks dozens of times, convinced one missed check means disaster. Some people spend hours rereading a single page. They're terrified they missed a crucial detail that could have awful consequences. One person might need every item on their nightstand perfectly aligned before they can sleep. Otherwise, a wave of unbearable dread washes over them. These behaviors might seem strange, but for the person doing them, they feel absolutely necessary. The truly maddening part is the relief these rituals provide almost never lasts. The anxiety comes roaring back, often demanding the ritual be performed again, maybe even more elaborately next time. It's a cruel cycle that can eat up hours of someone's day. The brain believes, if I do this, the bad thing won't happen, but it's a trick. The ritual itself becomes the problem. This isn't a choice. It's not just being particular. It's the brain's alarm system misfiring. Desperate won't happen, but it's a trick. The ritual itself becomes the problem. This isn't a choice. It's not just being particular. It's the brain's alarm system misfiring, desperately trying to regain control in a world that suddenly feels terrifyingly unsafe. Number 3. When joy disappears. Ever bite into your absolute favorite food and it tastes like cardboard? Or your best friend tells you they got engaged and instead of excitement, you feel nothing? You might think you're just tired, or maybe you've matured. This emotional flatlining has a name, Anhedonia. It's when activities that used to make you happy just don't anymore. Picture this. Your brain has a joy circuit. When something good happens, this circuit lights up with chemicals like dopamine. You feel that warm, fuzzy feeling. But with anhedonia, that circuit is broken. You go to a party where everyone's laughing. You know you should be having fun, but you feel like you're watching through a window. There are 2 types. Social anhedonia is when hanging out with people feels empty. Your friends invite you out and it feels like a chore. Physical anhedonia is when physical sensations lose their spark. Anhedonia isn't its own illness. It's a core symptom of several mental health conditions, especially major depressive disorder. It can also show up in anxiety disorders and after long periods of stress. So if life's pleasures have packed their bags and left, it's not you being difficult. It's a sign that something deeper might be going on. Number 2. The reassurance trap. Imagine the need for an "are you sure" echoes in your head, over and over, never fully satisfied by the answer. This is excessive reassurance seeking. It's like having an anxiety alarm that only a constant stream of "yes, you're okay" can temporarily silence. You send a text message. No immediate reply. Instead of assuming they're busy, your brain screams, "They're mad at me. I said something wrong." So you ask your friend if they are mad at you. They say no. For a fleeting moment, relief. But then the doubt creeps back. You think, what if they're just saying that? Maybe I should ask again, just to be really sure. This isn't about getting new information. Often the person asking already knows the answer, or has been told it multiple times. It's about trying to get rid of a deeply uncomfortable feeling of anxiety or uncertainty. The problem is, it's a trap. The more you seek reassurance, the more your brain relies on it to feel calm. They might repeatedly confess minor wrongdoings from years ago, hoping to be told it's okay. Or they might spend hours Googling symptoms, seeking reassurance that a common headache isn't a brain tumor. Each reassurance provides a tiny hit of relief, which then reinforces the seeking behavior, making the urge to ask again even stronger next time that anxiety spikes. It's a vicious cycle. They're about prolonging the questioning until a satisfying threshold of reassurance is hit. But that threshold is like a mirage. It keeps moving. It's not attention-seeking. It's a compulsive behavior, often seen in anxiety disorders and obsessive-compulsive disorder. The brain is desperately trying to get certainty in an uncertain world. But the quest for 100% certainty is endless, and it can be incredibly draining for the people around them. Imagine being asked the same question dozens of times a day. The reassurance seeker isn't trying to be annoying. They're often in genuine distress, caught in a loop where the only temporary relief comes from an answer that never truly sticks. Number 1. Frozen by choices. Ever spent 45 minutes scrolling through Netflix without watching anything? Or stood in the cereal aisle so long that security started giving you weird looks? This isn't just being indecisive. This is decision paralysis. And it's your brain's way of screaming that something deeper is going on. Picture this. You're at a restaurant. The waiter asks what you want. A simple question. But your brain turns into a supercomputer running every possible disaster scenario. What if the pasta is cold? What if the chicken gives you food poisoning? What if you pick wrong and everyone judges you? Ordering lunch just became a life or death situation in your head. People with decision paralysis aren't just picky. Their brains are stuck in a loop, desperately trying to avoid the wrong choice. They're waiting for that perfect feeling of certainty that never comes. So they freeze, sometimes for hours, sometimes for days. Sometimes they just let other people decide everything for them. This isn't limited to small stuff like what socks to wear. It bleeds into everything. Career moves get postponed indefinitely. Relationships stay in limbo. People stay in apartments they hate because looking for a new place means making choices. The brain's fear response gets so messed up that picking a sandwich becomes as stressful as defusing a bomb. Nearly 20% of adults deal with anxiety disorders that can cause this. That's 1 in 5 people whose brains turn everyday choices into mental torture chambers. The what-if game never stops. Your mind becomes your own worst enemy, trapping you in endless loops of possibilities. So if you find yourself paralyzed by choices that other people make without thinking, it might not be a personality quirk. It might be your brain sounding a clear alarm. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.